My name is GlenNeta Griffin. I am, again, the CEO and founder of the Georgia Media Academy. And this is our live industry chat. We do this about once a month. And I'm so excited to have you guys here today. We have a very special guest, someone that is special to me. She is amazing. Okay. And you're going to see how amazing she is. But not only that, it is her 2-year anniversary for her amazing business. So, our special guest, woo! We're going to celebrate today. This is our celebration episode and live industry chat. So our special guest is Mandisa Johnson. She is a journalist. She is a blogger, and she's a master of entertainment. You are going to learn everything that she does. She is the founder of AtlantaFilmandTV.com. So this is the news source that gives us all of these amazing blogs and keeps us up to date on what's filming in Atlanta and all of the resources that we have available. And tonight we're going to be discussing the importance of networking and building relationships in the Atlanta film and television industry. Y'all, please help me welcome Mandisa Johnson. Hey.
Hey, Lynetta, thank you. I loved your introduction.
Oh, thank you. Welcome, welcome, and happy anniversary, 2 years.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you. I
Listen,
appreciate it.
we have to celebrate everything right now. So 2 years being able to stick to one thing is showing your passion for the industry. So just go ahead and give your own introduction and and tell us why you even started Atlanta Film and TV in the first place.
My name is Mandisa Johnson. I am originally from Columbus, Ohio. I've been living in Atlanta for, wow, almost 21 years. I had to think about that for a second. I'm married, been married for 18 years in September, have 3 kids. Um, I started Atlanta Film and TV to basically help educate people who may not know how to navigate their career in the Atlanta film and television industry. It's just something I've been passionate about. I would see people sharing things that didn't need to be shared, and I would just take that and just ride on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about your background.
So I started in theater, like a lot of actors do, in film and TV. I started in theater in elementary school, and I would go home and I would unknowingly do a monologue for my mom. Um, and of course, she would cheer me on. And, it turned into writing and mimicking my drama teacher. And then in high school, I was a part of an actors troupe. We traveled to different schools, like elementary schools. It was a children's actors group. And then I did some readers theater. I was in the Wiz. I got inducted into the International Thespian Society. That was very interesting. I wasn't a theater major. I actually did start off as a theater major, but I noticed how time consuming it was.
Mhm.
But I did a little bit of theater here and there in undergrad. And then I actually graduated with a communication studies degree. So it wasn't until 2006, um, I was signed with a quote unquote talent agency, and I did some background acting with, um, actually in Stomp the Yard. And I was taking it all in, learning the on set lingo and, you know, terminology and what to do, what not to do, asking questions of people, building friendships, still have friendships from people uh, from working on set. And I went on hiatus. I got pregnant with my second child in 2007. And then, let me think, I went to Full Sail, got an entertainment business master's degree. And then I really went full force on in the industry. So I finished that degree in 2013. I got my first um, leading role in a television show. It was a Christian television show called Sid Roth's Supernatural. I played Gloria Bridges. And then from there, I played her again a second time, I did some other work here and there. I did a couple of commercials. Um, I got a creative writing MFA. In 2017, we have the same master's
We do,
degree.
I
And,
know.
and right before I finished, we actually launched the blog in 2016. We let it go, but I went full force in 2019, and here we are today with over like 211 blog posts.
Mm, that's
So that's my
amazing.
background.
Yeah, I love that. Tell me more about your entertainment business degree and what you've been able to do with that.
Well, the first major thing I was able to do was I hosted an actor seminar with a friend. This was, I'm trying to remember, 2015. And we had a casting director, Brandon McCrae of All the Way Entertainment. And he's from Birmingham, Alabama, but he does cast a lot of people in Atlanta, um, in like commercials, TV shows, and all that other stuff. And then Tay Smith, he used to be with Jay Purvis, and now he's broke off and started his own agency with, I'm sorry, it was like one agency, then they broke off again. So the agency that they broke off with from Jay Purvis was BYSB Talent. Now it's Smith and Young. So we had him, and I did that. Um, I've been able to share some industry tips and advice, and then just start my own blog. I'm not really like a whole lot, but I kind of use it. People before I even started the blog, people would turn to me and ask me questions.
Yeah.
So my husband was like, "Well, you need to start your own agency." Then it became, "You need to start your own management company."
Mhm.
But we do have coaching with Atlanta Film and TV. So
Awesome. That's good stuff. Yeah. And the reason I asked you that is because, that's why I went back to get my master's, my MFA in creative writing, as well, because I wanted people to take me seriously in the industry. Of course, I've been in the industry for 22 years, but when you have like the actual experience and then you have the background and the training to back it, not saying that everybody has to have a degree in it, because I know a lot of people
right.
that are extremely successful in the entertainment industry and film and television, and they don't have degrees. So for the audience, I want you to know that we will talk about that today. You don't have to have a degree or a master's degree to be successful in this industry, although it helps. And then people do take you more seriously. So let's jump into our topic. Let's talk about why it's important to network and build relationships, especially in the Atlanta film and TV industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I believe it's important to network and build relationships with people within the Atlanta film and television industry, because you never know what people bring to the table. So I wrote a blog post titled "The Importance of Not Burning Bridges," or, of course, burning bridges, ending a relationship,
Yeah.
because you got all you thought that you could from a person. So you know how people use you, and then when you feel like you can't use them anymore, then you just kick them to the curb.
Hmm.
I feel like in the Atlanta film and TV industry, you just never know. You might kick them to the curb, and the next minute you might see them doing something big.
Yeah.
So, what I mean is those whom you meet could somehow know someone that may know someone that could help take your career from point A to point Z.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
I want to add on to that too, because the Atlanta, believe it or not, the industry is very small. It
Hmm.
seems so big because when you think Hollywood or, Atlanta, and there's so many people that are moving here to pursue film and television, but the industry is really very small. Like you'll literally show up on multiple sets and you'll see people you've worked with
All right.
multiple times, and another example, I used to play a detective on Fatal Attraction, and I had a casting for a TV show here in Atlanta, and they called me and they said I got booked straight from my pictures. And
Hmm.
I did not get booked for the role that I submitted for. They called me personally and they said, "Hey, we have another role for you." And I was like, "Okay, great, I'll do it." This was just like a couple weeks ago. I was just excited to work right now, in the
Right.
industry. So I did the job, and when I got on set, there was a guy there, and he said, "Do you remember me?" And I said, I remember your face, but I don't remember your name. And he said, we worked on a project together in Tennessee a couple years ago. And he was casting the project and remembered me. So he remembered me being on set. He remembered I was professional. I showed up. I did my job. I was pleasant to work with. And he
Right,
was the one that greenlit me, and pushed me through without even auditioning for the role. So that
right,
right there was a really good example of the relationships. Like, I tell people all the time, build the relationships, network, meet people, share content, all of that kind of stuff. But just don't, like you said, don't burn bridges, because it's very small. And especially in Atlanta, because we are still trying to compete for those LA roles, those
right.
principal roles. Even those projects that are coming here, we're competing for those principal roles. There's a lot of people in Atlanta that are also producers. Like, I'm a producer, I'm a writer, I direct, I'm an actress, you know what I mean? And we're crossing over to constantly work. And you don't know how many people are playing those multiple positions and those roles. And that person you burn that bridge with, maybe your casting director, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's the same with me, 2019, the three things that I did, I didn't audition for,
Mhm.
I honestly don't like auditioning. It's very nerve-wracking, but if I
It
have
is.
to do it,
Yeah.
I will. But I did there was a parent at my son's school who worked for an advertising firm, and she knew that the company that they were working for were looking for people for a commercial, and she was like, do you act? I know you have your blog, but do you act? I said, yeah, of course I act. She was like, well, we're looking for people for a commercial.
Mhm.
Can I submit you? And at the time, I didn't have headshots of how I currently looked. My hair was much shorter than it was. So she went
Mhm.
on my Facebook page, pulled a picture, and submitted it, and I got a role. And then that day, I was in my dressing room and I got a text from another producer. We need you to play Gloria Bridges on Sid Roth is Supernatural next week. Can you be here? And I was like, of course. And then after that, I had a friend who recently just ran for office, who wrote a book. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it's Capitalism Without Nationalism. I always say it backwards, but I did like a portion, maybe like 10 minutes of an audio book,
Mhm.
and I played Bernice King.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah,
Amazing.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's very important to not burn bridges with anyone in the industry.
Yes, absolutely. We had a question that came in. How is Atlanta different from other markets?
How is it different from other markets?
Yeah, how do you think?
So we have a lot. Okay, so I say it's different because, we of course have a lot of film studios here, a lot of stuff is filmed here, and the market here is still fresh. So it's not necessarily new with the filming aspect, but new as in everyone that's trying to start a career in the film and television industry don't necessarily have the same experience as those from LA or New York.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there are, however, a lot of resources such as acting classes and workshops, including networking events. But just as in any market, those in the Atlanta film and television industry often don't take the help available to them. But which is why
What
you
do you
know,
mean by that? You mean like don't take classes or the training? They're not invested in
well,
the training.
sometimes people, well, I know a lot of people, and I know you have a lot of people who come and take your classes, but
Mhm.
sometimes if you say, well, a lot of people that I've encountered in the past will say, well, I don't need acting classes. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, why? I thought this was something that you wanted to do. And I always tell them, like, you see Denzel Washington on TV, but if you research him, he still takes acting
They
classes. And
still
there's
train.
nothing wrong with
That's what
it.
they don't understand. There are A-list actors that still train. They may not be in a class with 10, 20 people, but they have
Hmm.
private coaches that are on set with them, that are helping them, take it to the next level. Like, training is key. I tell people that all the time, and not just because I have my own studio. It's because
Hmm.
I still train. I'm
Mhm.
constantly looking, like for instance, I was looking at a role for it was a comedic role, and I wanted to really stretch my comedic skills. So I went and found, a trainer that specifically worked on comedy. You know what I mean? And you
Right,
have to balance that out. It's just like, I go from working with people, but when at the end of the day, I still have to work, too. I have to still have to train. Everybody still has to train.
right, yeah. You
Not only
are
that, you have to,
perfecting your craft.
yeah, you have to perfect your craft, and you have to be in an environment around other creatives. I mean,
Right,
it's so good just being in a room of other people that are asking, the same questions, and, talking about the industry and what's going on and who are you networking with and where'd you get your headshots and where, you know what I mean?
right.
Being
Yeah,
able to share those resources, you have to be around
right.
people. Like my husband's in real estate. He doesn't understand, acting. He helps us, because I have 3 kids, they're all actors. So he helps us with our auditions and things like that. But when it comes down to the industry, I have to be around those creatives to
Mhm.
constantly feel good about the industry and keep me going for the
Right.
motivation, the inspiration. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think that's a lot of times why, like, in LA, an actor that comes here to, who may audition from LA may get the role over an Atlanta actor. Because, the professionalism isn't there. But of course, that acting classes would help. And then lastly, we have the tax break here. Many filmmakers from LA and New York flock to Georgia to film because it's not as expensive as it is to
Yeah.
film
Yeah.
in New York or LA or wherever else you may film. So
Yeah.
that's how it differs.
Yeah. We had another anonymous question that came in and said, "Is this Zoom mainly for actors?" No, it's not. It's really about the importance of, building relationships and networking in all of the entertainment industry. And honestly, it crosses over, and I'll let you piggyback off of that, Mandisa, when I'm finished, but it's
Hmm.
for anyone in entertainment. So whether you're an actor, you're a director, if you're a set designer, if you're a producer, if whatever position, if you're looking for a script supervisor job, any kind of entertainment position whatsoever, this content will still cross over to that. But if you have a specific question about it, feel free to ask us. We've both been in the industry for a really long time. Um, the other part of the question is, I am new to Atlanta, but not in the industry, or not to the industry. I am in the art department. Okay. My first job here was a struggle, as my immediate supervisor was a nightmare who was ultimately fired. She was toxic, and I'm worried about getting lumped in her reputation. How do I build my own reputation? You want to start with that one? Thank you for your question.
Um, just branding yourself, branding yourself, attending networking events, getting your name out there. There's like so many resources out there. Of course, you can there's not a lot of face-to-face networking events, but there are loads of virtual events. Like this past Monday, I think it was Monday, the Atlanta Film Society had their Eat, Drink, and Be Indie,
Mhm.
where you can meet other industry professionals. I actually didn't attend that event, but before the pandemic, around Thanksgiving 2019, I attended an event and I actually met one of the storyboard artists from Raising Dion, and we connected, interviewed him, and we're still connected. But an important thing to have is um, a business card. Well, you might be wondering, like, well, how can I get my business card out? Well, there's a resource that I learned about called Haystack. It's a digital digital business card where you can include your headshot
Is
and
that
all your contact
HAY
information.
stack? I'm gonna put it in the
H
chat. HAY stack.
A stack,
Okay.
and you can include your picture or your headshot and all your information. You can just text it to your contacts. I think it's a very cool and much needed resource
Yeah.
right now. But definitely branding yourself, have that social media, um, having the same exact picture on across social media,
Exactly.
having your social media names all the same, all that. Just, building a reputation and a brand for yourself. That's what I would say.
Yeah, and I want to add on to that. So my cousin, he's young, he's about 28.
Mhm.
He has a graphic design and an art background. And
Wow.
he called me and said, I want to break into film and TV in the art department. So, and I was
Mhm.
like, okay, well, I don't know, exactly. I don't know anyone personally in the art department, but this is what you can do. So I work with him. He was able to pull all of his art together. His website, he has a website, his first and last name.com. I tell everybody, if you're trying to build a brand and a reputation, own your name, go get your
Mhm.
domain name
Right.
tonight on GoDaddy, own your,
Right.
and that's where you build out your portfolio. So if you have pictures from, other positions in art that you've done, if you have graphic design, any samples of your work, any set pictures, where you've been on, anything that you've done in the art department, don't do anything if you're not able to capture your work and show something for it. You got to have
Right.
something. So you should be documenting all of that anyway, putting it into a portfolio, and that portfolio helps you get other jobs because you have to be able to show your work.
Right.
So he was able to start sending it out. Believe it or not, he just literally posted it in a few groups, film and TV groups on Facebook. Someone called him, and now he's working full time on a show that's filming out in Conyers. No experience in the art department whatsoever. He has art experience, graphic design, and they hired him as a graphic designer on the show. And he's like, he
Wow.
called me, he was like, hey, I'm working on this show from now until May. So he's already booked. He
That's
started in
great.
September. I know. I said, oh my God, who does that? Who just
So
like gets a job all
what
like
what does he do? Like, what does he do in regards to art? Like, is he an animator? I heard you say graphic
yeah,
design.
he does a lot of graphic design and he's an artist. Like he literally paints murals and that kind of stuff. So they had
Oh,
him, I don't know exactly what he does on set, but they hired him. So I was like, okay.
wow. I'm asking because one of our first virtual interviews that we did when the pandemic first started was, well, I said animator, but I think his actual role is character designer.
Okay.
So I mean, the same thing,
Mhm.
bought his name, has his own website, beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just blew up, has an amazing story.
Yes.
But I mean, that branding is everything. Like if you were to just look at his artwork and then just see it somewhere else, you would know that it's his because
Yes.
it's got that distinct look. But
Yes. Yeah. And
yeah.
then also, if you are in the art department or any position for that matter, if you don't tell people, one, that you're looking for work or that you're interested in being hired and that
Mhm.
you're available to be hired and don't have anything to show for it, they don't know to hire you. So
Right.
you have
Yeah.
to literally already have your stuff together, not say, hey, yeah, actually, I have a position in my art department. Send me over your stuff. And you're like, oh, let me go build my website. Or let me go put my portfolio together. Oh, let me go find some samples. No, 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 no. While all of this is going on right now, you should already be building that stuff, getting it all together, and then start reaching out to people. There's so many Facebook groups for
Hmm.
Atlanta Film and Television. Like there's filmmakers and there's casting directors and there's all kind of different groups for all types of crew. Also a staff me up. Staff me up is a
Hmm.
really great place that you can set up your profile with, and they will actually send you. You can put in there that you're specifically looking for positions in the art department, and they will actually, and I'll put that in the chat room too. It's called staffmeup.com, I believe. I'm just going to put staff me up and then you can just Google it. Yep, staff me up is there. That's another really great resource, and they'll actually send you emails about jobs that come available, and you can actually put at the top, I am available for hire. And then the Georgia, is it Georgia.org, the Georgia Film and Television website.
Yeah.
uh, there's
Yeah.
a crew, there's a crew directory that's on there. So you can actually set up your profile and put some of the jobs that you've worked on and your website and things like that. So there's a lot of ways that you can brand yourself, especially for your own social media. Like Mandisa was saying, make sure it's all consistent across the board. Make sure it says art designer, art department, film and television. Make sure it says that on your profile, because if it doesn't, people don't know to hire you. People can literally just, you can start following other people and other hashtags. Look on social media, go to Instagram and put in hashtag art department, and just see what comes up. Like, try some different hashtags that's in the art department and just see what comes up. But you can build your own reputation based on that. And you stand on your own. Like, if you are doing, and I'm going back to the first part of your question, how somebody else was really toxic and you were kind of working with them. Even if I've worked with toxic people in this industry, that doesn't mean you have to be. So as long as you
Right.
are still easy to work with, pleasant to work with people, this is a relationship business. That's why we're talking about relationships today. People will take you from this job to that job to that job and keep you working as long as they're working, if they like you and if you're easy to work with and you show up on time and you do your job. So forget about her. If you did your part, it's going to set you apart no matter what. They're going to know that that wasn't you, that you're not a part of that. Okay. So you have to stand on your own.
Exactly.
Stand on
Yeah.
your own. Don't get pulled into the negativity. I think we've learned that with everything that's going on in the economy, with, all the negativity, don't get pulled into that. Okay. So you stand on your own and show your own character on set, be pleasant
Mhm.
to work with, and other people will want to work with you too. So I hope
Yeah.
that helped.
Yeah, I have an example of like something toxic. I was a part of a group. I'm not gonna say the group, it was on Facebook, and I just saw a lot of stuff that was just wrong. And I was brought in as a resource, so I was an admin, but the for whatever reason, the person who was the like I don't know, like started the group, didn't want me to say anything. So I eventually left because there was not a lot of good things said about this group. So I left and I just started my own thing and started building my own relationships and friendships with people. And, I met a producer here in Atlanta. She started, I would go to her events and she would ask me to like man the table. And my husband was like, well, she's trusting you to do something. But I built a friendship, but I never really asked her for anything. Like she knew what I did because I would show up at the events. So eventually, we were talking. I think on Facebook, I told her I had an animation, and my husband encouraged me to send it to her, and she was like, "Okay, I'll look at it." So to make a long story short, now we were under a shopping agreement, and it's like in front of two major production companies. So that relationships and networking is so important
Yes.
because again you don't know how people can help you, and even though the group was you know toxic, you don't have to be like that, as
Right.
GlenNeta said. You can
Yeah. You
just be
have to
your
stand
own
for your
person.
own brand. Stand firm on who you are. Yeah. And let me add on to that too. There's a lot of people, especially like independent filmmakers and a lot
Hmm.
of indie artists that are here, or just independent crew members altogether. A lot of them have their union projects they work on, and then they have their own stuff they're doing on the side. You know what I mean? Like we want to work. We appreciate the work that comes through, the steady income, the paid income, but then we always have our own stuff on the side. Most of us do anyway. If you help people and you collaborate with people and you help them with their projects. So let's just say if I have a story I want to tell and I'm shooting a short film and I'm like, hey, I could use somebody in my art department. I can't pay you, but I could use you and I can give you experience. I can give you credit. I'm gonna feed you. I mean, I could use your experience on this and I can give you credit for it. If I built that relationship with you and you came to help me on my project, then when I'm on another job that is paid, I'm going to pull you into that job. And that
Right.
has literally happened multiple times. I've had several shorts that I've shot literally with my own camera, my own equipment, my own little crew. And when those bigger jobs have come available, like I was hired as an AD on a TV show called His Store, which is we just finished the pilot for it. There's another guy that he's had my back through so much. He's helped me on all my projects, consulting, helping me with editing and whatever I needed him to do. So they said, well, you get to bring in your own assistant, to work under you as your as the AD. And I was like, excellent. So he was the first person that I thought of. I was like, well, he's put in the work, he's been with me, he's been helping me and building that relationship, helping me get better in the industry, helping me get seen. So I'm bringing him. It was a no-brainer. So,
Right.
the story is, if you help people on their projects, if you see people, if you have the time and you can, get some credit for it, help people with their projects. If you're not doing anything, that's building relationships right there. And if there are good people, they will return the favor, even with paid projects. I do it all the time.
Right. Yep. That's so true. That's so true. I thought I saw another question come
Yeah, it says
through.
I'm eager to do with the what is that? The project. I don't know what that is though. The project. Oh, personal. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm eager to do that with personal projects. Gotcha. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. To learn and to build those relationships. Yes, absolutely. Listen, I just recently took Issa Rae's masterclass. Have you seen that?
Hmm.
Um, and it was, the reason that I was eager to take it is because she built her, her now brand from
Right.
relationships.
Yes, she
No,
did.
go back and look at it. She was like, listen, okay, here's my mom. Let her hold a camera. Here's my best friend. Here's my
Yeah.
cousin. She literally
Yes.
just pulled friends, people, anybody that was in her circle that would support her dream and her vision and her personal projects. Even if they didn't have
Hmm.
experience, she teach them what to do. And she pulled all her people
Yeah.
together, started her web series, and just built an audience, kept pushing out content, her personal stuff. And now she's on HBO. She's in her fifth,
Right.
finishing her fifth season of Insecure on HBO. And she started that just from relationships. So,
Right.
sit down and get a piece of paper and write out your warm market. Write out your tribe, y'all. Build your tribe. Okay. These are the people that are in your corner. Who has strengths? This person can do lighting, this person can do audio, this person can work a camera. If you're wanting to make your own projects and be a filmmaker, just whatever your project is, just write out your tribe and then go to those people and say, this is what I want to do, will you help me? And then when they need help them. That's we
Right.
in film
Yeah.
school. That literally wraps up film school. I went to film school at SCAD, and that was literally, it was like, okay, can you come and do the lighting on my project? Yeah, but can you do sound on mine tomorrow? That was literally how we got through film school, was because, okay, if I help you, you got to come back and help me now. This is how we got through.
Right. Exactly.
A strong little group of like 6 or 10 people. And we knew we were going to bounce around and help everybody with their projects. And that's how we got all of our films made, you know?
Right. It's Ray is a great example. I actually started. Was studying web series when I did the entertainment business program, and I stumbled upon the misadventures of an awkward black girl. So
Yes.
I've been following her since like 2012,
Yeah.
before she blew up, and just watched like the seasons that she did. And
That was
yeah,
before
I
the
mean, you're right,
money
she
and the
took
production quality.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, she took everybody from being a free actor to now being paid and known in the film and television
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
So
And she'll tell you,
you're
she brought
right.
her friends with her. She was like, everybody that helped me, I brought them with me. She will literally tell you that. And she's like, the only difference is now I have, the money that's backing it from the networks, and I have the production quality from the good equipment. That's literally the whole difference. You just have the same people. There's some other people that are dropped in there, but still, same thing. You just have to build your tribe out. Whatever your project is in entertainment, it could be anything. It could be just a video for your website, or just in media production. It doesn't
Right.
matter what it is, but if you can't be afraid. I talked about this. I did a clubhouse call this morning for PR, and I talked to the women, and I told them, I said, especially the women, we don't ask for help.
Hmm.
We do not ask for help. Way is like, we're so used to jumping in, because you have 3 kids, I have 3 kids. We're used to juggling and balancing all this stuff, all these different projects and
Hmm.
all these things that we want to do, and then we try to do it ourselves because we're used to doing it, and we just don't reach out and ask for help enough. So I want to challenge everyone that is in the audience today. Put that on your list this year. If they say no, then go to the next person. Who cares, girl?
Right.
Listen, let those no's roll off your body. Just let them roll right on off of you. And at least you know that they said no and you can move on to the next person. But forget, I am not afraid of no. Okay. I'm not afraid of no anymore. And I'm not afraid to say no. So once you get used to that, you'll be like, hey, I'm shooting a film this weekend. Can you come help me? And if you say no, then
Right. Yeah.
whatever, I'm going.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. So whatever project you want to do, get it made by any means necessary, even if it's not the best quality, even if, whatever, just go ahead and get it made so you can keep moving and build that tribe out. I think that's very important. Um,
Right. Yeah. To ask for I had to ask for contributing writers because up until I think it was maybe April or May of last year, I was doing all the blogging myself.
mm,
And now I have three amazing contributing writers.
wow.
One lives like two doors down. One is a student at FAMU, and then another one did a different creative writing MFA program. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's awesome. Let's talk about other ways that you can network in the pandemic. What other creative ways have you seen people networking or building relationships during the pandemic?
Virtually, via Zoom, FaceTime, um, do attending those virtual networking events. Um, you can, I don't know, I've met a lot of people on on Instagram just hitting me up in my DM, and then we would take that, and maybe I met one girl who needed help in Atlanta Film, like with the from Atlanta Film and TV, and we met virtually. So I mean, there's ways that you can do that. I know sometimes people don't like talking on the phone, but there is a new Clubhouse app, and you can meet a lot of amazing people on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
So there are ways without having to meet face to face, and I think even once this is over, a lot of this is going to stay the same you know.
I
Um,
agree with that. And on that note, there were a lot of businesses that were reporting back saying they cannot get their employees back to work. They're making demands saying if I can't continue to work from home, I'm gonna quit. And they're like losing employees because I think we're getting used to it now. Like used to being dressed from the waist up, like you have no idea what's going
right,
on. So people are like, no, I just want to stay at home and just and work. But honestly, just we do a lot of auditions. We do self-tape auditions at our studio. And now we're doing Zoom auditions, like reader services virtually. So we literally log in and read with our actors for their auditions. And it's crazy. Some people even come to the studio to do their Zooms with the casting directors. And I think that these casting directors are able to connect with so many people not having to drive into their
right.
offices now and shake hands and all the germs and stuff. I really do think it's going to be the new normal.
Well, yeah, I do too. And a lot of my interviews have shifted from being, just a regular email with questions, and them answering the questions, to meeting face to face and actually making the connections. Because I met with a fashion designer yesterday, and we had so much in common. It was just like, wow. I mean, it was just different from an email, because you can't really like meet the person per se, until you actually sit down. I actually met GlenNeta virtually, like I want to say before the summer
Yeah.
of last year. We haven't we haven't met personally yet, so I
Oh,
mean,
we haven't.
it's been
I
a
didn't realize
no.
that because I feel like we've known each other forever. We've never met in person.
Right. Yeah, I have a lot of people that I've met during the pandemic that I feel like I've known them forever, but it hasn't even been like 12 months yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Also writers' rooms. I've been looking at a lot of fellowships that are coming up. If there are any screenwriters out there, any writers for film and television in the audience today, NBC, CBS, Warner Brothers, Disney, all of those workshops and fellowships and mentorship programs are coming up. A lot of them are between March and May. There is, if you're interested in writing, we have a group a private group that's on Facebook, and it's called the Writers Room at GMA. And I'll put that in the chat, the Writers Room at GMA. You can send an approval and I'll let you into the group. But we have a lot of resources for writers there, and I've posted all of those. So if you're interested in writing, we do have a writers program at GMA. So I'll put that in there if you want to join that group. But I think a part of it, when I was reading a lot of the overviews for them, it said, well, do I have to be in LA in order to participate? And usually the answer is yes. And
Mm-hmm.
the answer was no. You can be anywhere because our writers' rooms are still online. So for the entire year, these programs are still going to be online. So my real comment to everybody is go for it. Like literally there's nothing off limits right now. Anything, networking with film and TV, everything is still virtual. Whatever it is, just go for it because everything is just untraditional anyway. So just literally, I mean, seriously, I let so much roll off of me last year for 2020. I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm not mad at you.
Right.
Nobody can make
Yeah.
me mad. Like whatever. It's just like, okay, that didn't work out, or okay, fine. You said no. I don't care. Whatever. Because it's just been like that. I think a lot of people are just like, let's just get the work done by any means necessary. So that means all
Right.
our relationships and networking and building and all that kind of stuff. But go ahead and I'm gonna see what this question is.
Yeah, you just never know who you're gonna connect with. Like I saw the little girl, Sammy Haney from Raising Dion, the special needs girl.
Yeah, I love her, by the way.
Follow, yes, she's hilarious. She followed me on Atlanta Film and TV, and I had already followed her. And so the day she followed me, I was like, what the heck? I'm just gonna reach out. Hey, we want to interview you. Maybe like the next week, I interviewed her. And then after that, I mean, she's a 9-year-old, but her parents were there, but she wanted to hang out afterwards. So I was just like, sure. And she showed me like she has over 20 chicks, the plastic chicks. So she wanted to show me those, and then she wanted to show me something else. And then um after that we just built a relationship. I sent her more chicks for her birthday. So
Oh,
I mean, relationships and networking are so important in this industry. You just never know
yeah.
what can turn out from it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Martina, thank you for that. Thank you for that. That's amazing. Let's talk about where do you hope to see Atlanta Film and TV within this next year or within even the next 5 years? You guys hit 2 years, so where are you going with it?
I want to do some more like we want to do some like virtual networking events. We've been trying to figure out like which ones
Mhm.
would we think people would attend. We actually did one before Christmas. We did a holiday party, and again, building that brand is so important. We had a guy from the group Smash Mouth. We didn't know he was from Smash Mouth until he said he was.
Mhm.
Do you know who that is? Smash Mouth. They sang the song from Shrek,
Oh,
Hey
yeah,
Now.
yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah. And then we built that connection there. But we want to do some more education, some more entertainment education, maybe write another ebook, maybe turning my interviews into maybe like a little show or whatever.
Mhm.
um but yeah, that's really where I see it going. Maybe adding some more writers
Yeah.
to the site.
Good.
um
Good stuff. Yeah. So, guys, we have like 15 minutes left and then we're going to go ahead and wrap up. But if you have any additional questions, go ahead and drop them in the Q&A box. You can follow me on social media at GlenNeta Griffin, at Georgia Media Academy. And Mandisa, if you want to go ahead and plug your social media as well so they can follow you in case anyone drops off. And if you are out there also and have any resources for the group that helps people with networking or building relationships, anything that you're familiar with in the market, drop it into the chat as well. We're all here to help each other. This is literally just a live chat to help everybody. So anything that you have, if you have resources that can help someone else, let's just you know extend a hand and go ahead and help each other. On that note, Mandisa, what other resources have we not mentioned that would, help someone build relationships in this industry, especially in the Atlanta
Let me
market?
Oh, well, my blog is one. We have over 200 plus blog posts written by myself and
Oh, wow.
some of my contributing writers. And we do have an ebook, how to jumpstart your acting career. We have coaching, but there, I mean, if you go on YouTube, there's stuff on YouTube. I just found one of my contributing writers just interviewed a guy from I think he was in Stranger Things, but for some reason my daughter says she doesn't remember him. But his name is Kurt Yu. I'll type his name in the chat. But I found out he has an amazing YouTube channel and where he gives like tips and stuff. But yeah, YouTube. There's backstage casting. Um, I wrote one down. The New York Film Academy has the top 5 essential and free resources for acting students, but I think anybody can use it. So I'll type that in the chat too.
Yeah, and there's a lot, believe it or not, people are just trying to stay relevant, especially, well, we posted a post today about the films that are filming in 2021 in Atlanta. But um, if you're not booked on anything and just want to stay relevant, you got to really get into, some groups, some networking groups. If you do join an acting class, we have acting classes at the Georgia Media Academy. Go to georgiamediaacademy.com. If you're not with us, join a class somewhere, because that's really the ultimate networking, is being in the midst of other people. Don't forget to collaborate, help other people on their projects, and just getting, the word out. And any of the virtual events that are going on, get on their email list. That's another really good way. So there's, if you're a female or a Black woman, there's a Black Women Film Network. There's Women in Film and Television Atlanta, WIFTA, and they focus on all types of media, entertainment, film, TV. That's a really good one for women. Um, any networking events with that. Who else? Who else has virtual? There's Georgia Production Partners. Um,
Yes.
Georgia
We
has tons of resources.
Yeah, we do a blog post every week, and I'm pretty consistent with this.
That's
Either
amazing. That's the hard part right there, is being consistent with the blog. Like, that's amazing. So I definitely commend you for that.
Thank you. We do a 5 events in the A, 5 events, 3 events, or 7 events. And I always say if somebody knows something, go on my website and fill out the contact form and put in the event. But we're always posting events, and some of the events are free. Sometimes, well, now it's a little bit easier to attend an event that may be in LA,
Yeah.
because it's virtual. So I've been sharing more of their virtual events, and
And
yeah.
Sundance has a lot of free events too.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Sundance. Sundance has some free events.
Oh, Sundance. Yes, Sundance is
Yeah.
actually they're doing like their satellite film festival with the
Yeah.
Atlanta Film Society next week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And there's, like she was saying, on YouTube, if you're just breaking into the industry or you're looking to get to the next level, there are tons of interviews, just listening
mm,
to people. And they have art department and producing and, all kinds of stuff. So you really just have to get used to this is what I want everybody to do. I want to challenge you to find your top 5 hashtags for your industry, whatever industry you're in, whatever category you're in, whatever crew position you're in. I want you to find your most popular hashtags and follow those hashtags on social media, and then follow those people that uses those hashtags. Okay, because you got to follow them. Most of the time they'll follow you back, but at least you're following the content and you're staying up to date with what's going on until we're all back to work full time the way we would love to be.
right.
Says Martina says GMA has a listing of the projects that we're about to start pre-production. I seem to find out about things just after everyone else. You have to get on our email list. Yes, we have a listing of projects. Yes, we do. And we send out a lot of information to you as we get them. So if you're not on our email list, you should be if you registered for this tonight. But if not, you can on your phone right now text GMA to 42828. Put that in there, text GMA, the letters GMA to 42828, and you can sign up for our email list right on your phone. And there you go. And we're going to send it to you directly. So, yes, and that is another good way of staying connected. So we do post a lot of things on, and we post jobs too. When crew positions come available, if they are looking for them, don't be afraid to also, I think we get so tied into going after these union jobs all the time, but don't sleep on the independent projects now. There are
Right.
a lot of independent filmmakers that are just like killing it, with their own content. So, that's a really great way to network, build relationships, independent projects, and it's a good way if you don't have a lot of experience to gain some experience. So our anonymous Q&A person, I wish I knew your name, but I won't blast you. But if you are looking to really build your own brand in the art department or whatever, start contacting a lot of the independent filmmakers that are in Atlanta, or if you're in Atlanta or wherever you are, and really reach out to them and just let them know that you're available and what you have to offer, and ask them, is there anything I can help you with? Okay. Trust me, having that credit and that experience being on set and just being in the midst of other filmmakers or other people that are in your industry, it's going to take you so far. And if they do, like I said, a lot of the independent filmmakers also work on union projects.
Mm-hmm.
They do. They build their independent projects on their downtime. So when they, and let them know, hey, I would like to work with you on your independent projects. And if if you see an opening for a position, this is what I'm looking for, will you consider me? I had someone reach out to me today and said, hey, I'm looking for work in XYZ market. Will you let me know if something comes available? Absolutely, I will. So, I mean, if you don't tell people that you're looking for it, they don't know to help you. So that's, something I just want to make sure I tell people. You got to tell people
Right.
that you're available and all of that kind of stuff. So do you want to give us any final words? Again, thank you for being here and congratulations on 2 years.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You want to give us any final words? I know we're all trying to stay inspired and motivated and in the industry that we love. So do you have any final words for us?
Just keep going. Don't give up. And if you need help with anything, don't be hesitant to reach out to myself or GlenNeta. I'm pretty good at checking my DMs on Instagram and email. My email is atlanticfilmandtv@gmail.com. I'll type that in. But yeah, and then if you want to, we give a lot of we give a lot of game um, on our blog. So if you subscribe, I'm sorry, I typed in the wrong email address. Subscribe to our blog at atlantafilmandtv.com. Blogs will come to your email. We try to blog at least once a week. If not, you'll get a blog post every day. It just depends. But
And it's
yeah,
really good content. Like it's good writing, it's good
thank
resources, it's good, information. So I want to thank you for your contributions to that blog.
thank
It's really good. So
thank
I'm a subscriber and they come straight to my email. So I enjoy them.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
you're welcome. And then I want to also let you guys know, did someone else say something? If you have any final questions, that was her putting her email. If you have any final questions, go ahead and put them in there in the Q&A box. But Coming up at GMA, so we have acting classes for adults every Monday from 7 to 9. We are in studio, but we're masked up. I'm taking temperatures and we're social distancing. We also have like circles on the floor. You can't cross over. We are doing everything by the book, and it's been amazing. We also have kids and teens on Saturdays. So if you have any little ones that are breaking into the industry or want to take it to the next level, again, I'm a momager of 3 industry kids. They've all been working. They're all amazing. We worked on Just Mercy, Lovecraft Country, HBO. We worked on some really great projects. So kids 8 to 12 years old are on Saturdays from 11 to 1, from 1 to 3. We have our teenagers 13 to 17. And then we have, we're in screenwriting right now. If you're ready to write your screenplay or your TV show or your film, we have screenwriting going on right now. And then next week kicks off our filmmakers program. We have an amazing instructor, Sean Van Dorn, is coming in. He's a great producer, and it's called Your First Production. So he's literally teaching you, it's a 2-weekend boot camp, and he's teaching you how to direct and produce your very first project. So if you have no idea, you've never been in film school, you do not know how to produce and direct your very first production, it could be a short film, feature, whatever it is, he is going to give you A to Z, how to schedule it, how to, put together your crew and everything. And it's an amazing program, and it's called Your First Production. So it's amazing. I'm really excited about it. It's all at georgiamediaacademy.com. If you have additional questions, you can always reach out to me. And my final parting words, make sure you guys follow us on social media as well. And, just let us know any feedback about this. But, I just want everybody to just stay encouraged. And like she said, don't quit. This industry, I think this is like your situation right now, wherever you are. This is not any of our final destination. Like, we had a great day yesterday. We had a new president sworn in, everything is new. So I want you to think of your career as, doing something new this year. So I wish I could show you my board. I went and bought a really big new whiteboard, and I filled it up with like all of my projects. And it's kind of like my vision board, but it's the projects that I'm working on. And I put like if they're in development or if it's just a treatment or where they are and everything that I want to do for 2021. And I just built it out and I put it right on the wall so I can look at it every single day. And I just keep myself surrounded with people like you, just like you. If I got to run something industry wise, I know I can call you and say, hey, what do you think about this or whatever? But, don't sit at home or sit in your head and hold your creativity in. If you are a part of the entertainment industry in Atlanta or wherever you are, film or TV, you're probably a creative, okay? And we are high energy and we have all of these different things, and you probably wake up every single day and have a new concept or idea in your mind and you don't know what to do with it. So we're both consultants. We know how to help you. We know how to help you get your projects out there and get them to the next level. So allow us to help you and be there and be a resource for you, and be a part of your network. Yeah, and I want you guys to build your own tribe. I want you to do that. So that's your homework. I know you're like, why are you giving me homework? This isn't a class, but I'm going to give you homework anyway. So go home today or get your pen out and write out your tribe, okay? Get your tribe together. Yes, ma'am, Martina, I have not met you, but I'm looking forward to meeting you so I can push all this energy on you, girl. I want to see your projects out there this year. And as soon as you do produce something, I want you to send it to me so I can cheer you on, okay? We literally have to cheer each other on. So yes, absolutely. I want to see everybody's, your project. So if you do produce something this year, just get it out there and share it with people, and just let's cheer each other on and be a good support team and be a good network for each other. So you want to say anything else?
Nope, that's it. If you're on Clubhouse, we're about to shift here on
Yes.
Clubhouse for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, you are on.
GlenNeta.
Follow us on Clubhouse. I'm at same thing, GlenNeta Griffin. What's your Clubhouse name?
At I am Mandisa J.
Okay, and we are flipping over to Clubhouse now. If you're on there, join us, and we're going to start a whole another discussion. And thank you guys for tuning in, and God bless you all. This is going to be an amazing 2021. We're going to claim it, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.